Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when you look in the mirror and say, "This ain't it. This ain't how my story ends." You feel stuck, paralyzed. Life hits you hard, knocks the wind out of your dreams, and tells you to settle. But I came here today to remind you, you were not born to stay stuck. You were born to rise. You were born to fight. You were born to win. So if you've fallen, if life has knocked you down, if you've lost your fire, I've got one message for you. Pick yourself up. Get unstuck. Your future is still calling you, but you've got to decide right now that you are done sitting in fear, done sitting in regret, done letting your past define your next move. This is your moment, your breakthrough, your comeback. It starts now. Your current situation is not your final destination. Pain is a signal for change, not a reason to quit. You have everything you need within you to rise again. We all face moments in life when we feel buried by our circumstances, moments when everything feels like it's falling apart, when progress seems impossible, and when the weight of disappointment, failure, and fear keeps us stuck in the same place. In those moments, it's easy to believe that what we're going through is the end of our story. But here's the truth. Your current situation is not your final destination. Life may have knocked you down, but it hasn't knocked you out. Just because you're in a dark chapter right now doesn't mean the entire book is a tragedy. Every champion, every winner, every success story had to face their valley before they reached their mountaintop. Too often, we confuse where we are with where we're going. We let temporary defeats define us permanently, but your setbacks are not a sentence. They are a setup for growth, for clarity, for transformation. It's in the moments when we feel most broken that the pieces of who we are begin to come together. The problem is, we forget that pain has a purpose. We forget that delay is not denial. We forget that being stuck is not being finished. You may feel tired, you may feel unworthy, you may feel like giving up, but that's exactly when you need to remember who you are. You're still breathing, you're still here, and as long as you're alive, there's still more for you. You haven't seen your best days yet. Life has a way of testing us, of shaking us to see what we're made of. Sometimes those tests feel like the end. They feel like punishment, but they are often preparation. Preparation for the next level, for the next opportunity, for the version of yourself that you haven't even met yet. The storm you're facing might not be here to destroy you. It might be here to reveal you, to wake you up, to strip away what no longer serves you so you can finally see what's possible. Where you are today doesn't define your value. It doesn't determine your destiny. You could be broke, heartbroken, jobless, lost, confused, ashamed, even hopeless. But none of that is permanent unless you choose to stay there. The moment you decide to rise, to move, to shift, everything starts to change. The doors begin to open, the light starts to shine again, but it begins with a choice, a decision that says, I will not stay here. I will not let this season become my sentence. I am more than this moment. I am more than what happened to me. I am more than how I feel right now. The power to move forward, the power to heal, the power to change. It's already inside you. Pain is not something we welcome, but it is something we all experience. It's universal. Every single person walking this earth has faced hurt, betrayal, loss, rejection, or failure at some point. And yet, we live in a world that tells us to hide our pain, to bury it, to run from it, to numb it. But what if pain isn't the enemy? What if pain is trying to get our attention? What if it's not there to break us, but to wake us up? Pain is a signal, an alarm system going off in your soul, telling you that something in your life needs to change. It's not a reason to give up or check out. It's a reason to dig deeper, to listen more closely, to grow stronger. Too many people let pain stop them. They feel the sting of disappointment, and instead of using it as fuel, they sit in it. They get comfortable in their suffering, even though it's eating them alive. They settle in pain because it's familiar, but nothing grows in comfort. Change begins the moment you allow yourself to feel the pain and ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Pain pushes us. It forces us out of the familiar. It strips us of our illusions. It humbles us and reminds us that we are human. But more than anything, it gives us an invitation to evolve. When you experience pain, you have two choices. You can let it define you or refine you. You can let it harden your heart or open your eyes. You can stay stuck in the story of why it hurts, or you can write a new chapter about what it taught you. The most powerful people you will ever meet are not those who have never been hurt, but those who have been through the fire and chose to rise anyway. They didn't deny their pain, they used it. They used it to grow wiser. They used it to become more compassionate. They used it to build resilience. Pain breaks things apart, but sometimes things need to be broken for the light to get in. It is often through suffering that we discover who we really are. It strips away our excuses, it silences the noise, it brings us back to ourselves. When we stop fighting pain and start facing it, something powerful happens. We begin to change. We begin to step into the person we were meant to be. Pain reminds us that we are alive. It reveals our strength, our endurance, and our capacity to overcome. It is not the enemy. It is the mirror that shows us what matters, what we need to let go of, and what we're truly capable of. So when pain shows up, don't run from it, don't numb it, listen to it, lean into it. Let it move you toward the life you know you're meant to live inside. Every one of us is a power so deep, so strong, that most people never fully tap into it. Life has a way of burying that power beneath layers of doubt, fear, failure, and other people's opinions. But the truth is, you don't need anyone to rescue you. You don't need external permission to become everything you were meant to be. You already have everything you need within you to rise again. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. It doesn't matter how lost you feel. What matters is that you still have the ability to choose. You still have the ability to believe. You still have the ability to get back up. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for a miracle, waiting for someone to see their worth. But life doesn't wait. Life responds to boldness. It responds to people who say, "I'm not waiting anymore. I'm stepping forward." The fire you're searching for is already inside you. The courage, the drive, the discipline, the ideas, they've been in you the whole time. But fear covers them up. Failure makes you forget. Pain makes you doubt. But just because you can't feel something doesn't mean it isn't there. Your strength isn't gone. It's just buried under the noise of your struggle. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. What you need is a reason to begin. What you need is a belief, even if it's small, that says, "I can take one more step." Because that one step leads to another. And slowly you begin to rebuild. You begin to remember who you are. You begin to silence the voice that told you you're not enough. There's power in persistence. There's power in deciding that you are worthy of a second chance, even if no one else sees it yet. When everything around you tells you to give up, and you choose instead to press forward, something shifts inside you. You begin to become someone new. You realize that your story isn't over, and you're the one holding the pen. Every challenge you faced has given you wisdom. Every mistake has taught you something valuable. Every heartbreak has deepened your capacity for growth. And all of it, every single piece, can become fuel if you let it. You were not built to break. You were not designed to stay down. Life may have knocked you off your path, but the road is still there, and the fire inside you is waiting to be lit again. There will be voices, both around you and within you. that say you're not ready, that you're too late, that you've missed your moment. But those voices are lies. The real truth is this: you are powerful. You are capable. You are equipped. The moment you stop doubting that and start acting on it, you begin to rise. Not because something outside of you changed, but because something inside of you woke up. So now, the choice is yours. You can stay stuck in the same place, replaying the same pain, living the same cycle, or you can rise. You can stand up, dust yourself off, and declare that this is not how your story ends. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not your fears. You are a fighter, a survivor, a force to be reckoned with. The strength you've been searching for is already within you, waiting to be awakened. The time for excuses is over. The time for hesitation is gone. This is your moment to pick yourself up, break free from everything that's been holding you back, and walk boldly into the life you were meant to live. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect, just start, because your comeback begins the moment you decide it does.